Hi, today from London. Today I will tell you what I learned in domaining for crypto. See you in the next part. What I learned in domaining for crypto. Those of you who don't know what domaining is an investing or speculating with internet domains, with the internet addresses. As you know, I am a pioneer in e-commerce, in internet. I have developed the first online shop for bikes in the German-speaking market, and I was also an early investor in internet domains, in internet addresses. In the end of the last century, I started investing in these first digital assets. They were, as far as I know, the first digital assets, and they are certain parallels, and surprising parallels, I would say, between investing in domains and investing in cryptocurrencies, or speculating with domains and speculating with cryptocurrencies. And I think we can learn something, maybe we can learn a lot from the development of the domain market and translate it on the development of the crypto market and see the processes, the cycles that took place on these markets. And maybe we can also predict how the crypto market will develop when we look at the domain market. So what are the similarities between domains and cryptocurrencies? First of all, this is apparently a digital asset, a non-material asset. In contrast to, for example, precious metals like gold, like silver, or even stocks. Stocks are shares in companies, so it's like as the name says, it's a share in a company, in something tangible, in something physical. Companies usually have physical assets, maybe real estate, some offices, they do something. So this is something tangible. And digital assets, they don't have any tangibility to it. So it's the name. And the other aspect of being digital is that you can transfer such an asset easily worldwide. You can transfer within seconds or within minutes a domain name from one country to another side of the world. And this is the same with any cryptocurrency. You can move a cryptocurrency globally or transfer it from a person on one side of the world to a person on another side of the world without any problems. There are no barriers to that. Other similarities are something like scarcity, like a limitation. There is, at least with some cryptocurrencies, there is a limited amount of that cryptocurrency. For example, with Bitcoin, you have 21 million only. And the same is with domains, in the sense that there are no two equal domains in the world. Every domain is singular, it's limited in that sense. So if you have, for example, a domain name house.com, this is a unique name, this is just one in the world. Another similarity is that both the domains and cryptocurrencies are object of speculation. So there is a wide and intense speculation on these digital assets. And I have been speculating for over 20 years in the domain market, and I think we can transfer some of the experiences to the crypto market. But there are some differences between domaining and crypto. What are the differences? The first and foremost difference is, as I said before, domains are really unique. So the same name never comes twice. You can have a Bitcoin and another Bitcoin, and they are interchangeable, they are fungible. But with domains, every domain is unique. If you have the domain, let's say realestate.com, nobody else can have and use this domain. only you have this domain. But you can have a Bitcoin and somebody else can have a Bitcoin, right? So this is what we call actually in crypto fungibility or non-fungibility. The domains are non-fungible. It is similar to the non-fungible tokens in crypto that are not interchangeable. Another big difference between domains and crypto is the following. You need to pay annual fees for renewal of domains. So it costs you something to hold domains. It is similar maybe to real estate, that you have also costs to sustain the real estate, maybe real estate tax or maybe some repair costs, stuff like that. But in crypto, it doesn't cost you anything to hold crypto. Actually, in some cryptocurrencies, you earn money when you hold them. So you get interest, you get paid interest if you hold some cryptocurrencies. So this is a major difference. But what both markets had in common for a long time was a long period of speculation with the scarcity mindset. What does it mean? Let's say with the domains. You hold a domain and you speculate that somebody else wants or needs that domain, and then you can sell the domain to this guy, to this person. Because of the uniqueness of the domains, you speculate, you just somehow occupy the asset and hope this asset will be needed by somebody else, and that somebody will pay you a higher price. So this is speculation, and this is the scarcity mindset. The scarcity mindset was of course possible only because there were, let's say, less top domains that people that needed these top domains, because we had only handful of global domains that were mainly the .com domains, but also .net and later .info, and of course .org and .edu, but these were of limited use. So if you wanted to do something globally in real estate, you actually had only maybe these two domains. If you wanted to have a so-called category killer domain, then you had realestate.com and realestate maybe .net, .info, maybe less interesting, but generally there are much more people who want to do real estate globally than these three options, right? And it was the same with every country. Every country has its own so-called top-level domain. For example, US has .us, but US uses usually .com anyway. For example, Germany has .de, and later European Union got .eu. So in that country, if you were active on a local market, you also had a very limited choice of domains, and there were more people who wanted these domains from the number of domains available from the best keywords, so to say. And that's why speculation was possible, or the scarcity mentality was prevailing, was possible. But what happened then? At some point, the central or the global organization who organizes, who manages the central domain registries, came up with the idea to just open the market for top-level domains, for the global top-level domains. And suddenly, new top-level domains started to pop up. Like, for example, .house. So you could register a domain london.house or world.house or my.house, and other domains like .global or .realestate, .realty, and so on and so on. And suddenly hundreds and later thousands of new global generic domains were available, like .money, .house, .realty, and so on and so on. And in each of these registries, in each of these top-level domains, of course, unlimited number of domains could be registered and could be speculated on and so on. And what happens in a market when suddenly the supply skyrockets times 10, times 100? It means the prices go down and speculation is eliminated, practically impossible. And what happened in the domaining market was that suddenly the aftermarket for almost every extension, almost every top-level domain ceased to exist. Only a handful of top-level domains were tradable because there were so many options available that people didn't want to buy domains on the aftermarket from previous owners. They preferred to register a new domain from global registry that suited their needs. And the prices almost endlessly fell down, almost to zero. And there was only one registry who maintained the price level, who somehow sustained in that market, in that situation, and it was the best registry, the best, so to say, the most precious extension, namely the .com extension. So the first global extension that existed and that had the most domains registered under this extension and was adopted by most people. This registry, this extension, this domain, the .com domains, they prevailed and they kept the value. If not, maybe they grew even in value, because people realized there are so many options, but if you want to be the number one in your industry, you need to have the .com. I mean, if you want to be acknowledged as the number one, if you want to have the reputation as number one, then you need the .com. And if we translate this into the crypto market, it is very similar. We had for a long time speculation based on the scarcity mindset, meaning there are only 21 million bitcoins and there were only several other cryptocurrencies that were, so to say, tradable, and each of these currencies had a limited supply. For example, Bitcoin had 21 million, other currencies, other forks of Bitcoin had either 21 or 84 million coins, but more or less all of these currencies had a limited supply. So people were speculating with a scarcity mindset, thinking that there is a limited choice of what other speculators that would come later can buy, and that's why the prices will rise. So this is a typical scarcity mindset, a limited choice, speculating with the limited choice. But what happened then is the same what happened in the domaining market. Some people came with the abundance mindset and created hundreds and thousands of new cryptocurrencies, and suddenly the supply for the cryptocurrencies exploded, and people had a lot of options, a lot of choices to buy cryptocurrencies. What was the consequence of that? The consequence was that the prices for cryptocurrencies went, in many cases, in most cases, almost to zero, decreased by 95%, by 95%, and maybe for many cryptocurrencies, they will go more or less to zero. But the main cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, the first one, the first global, and where the most value is stored, the cryptocurrency with the highest adoption, this cryptocurrency was the one that maintained the most value, and that probably, as we saw in the domain market, will keep that value for a long period of time. So this is exactly what we can learn from domaining to crypto. This paradigm change from the mindset of scarcity to the mindset of abundance, and what were the results of this paradigm change, how the market behaved, and which assets kept the value and which lost almost all of the value. So I hope you like this video. I hope I could help you a little bit, give you a new perspective, a new way of thinking about the crypto market. If you like this video, give me a thumb up. If not, of course, thumb down. Subscribe if you haven't. Share this video with your friends, with your loved ones. One day they will thank you for that. I talk here a lot about cryptocurrencies. I talk also about entrepreneurship on the highest level. I talk about how the best entrepreneurs in the world think and act, how the self-made billionaires think and act. If you like this video, I'm sure you will like my other videos. I invite you to watch them. I wish you a fantastic day today. Let's do something extraordinary today.